That's my personal. I'll get to go down. Yeah. Yep. Oh my God. Okay, 2 comments. Oh, that's amazing. That's so true. Like, what? Let's go. 5 people watching.
Yeah, like you see people like all that show you on your page. You can see how there we go. Music.
That's the intro music. Hey, hello, Blue.
Why you talking about my intro music? I'm already doing this shit. They're similar.
Yeah, I gotta let it cook. Was that 2 minutes already? I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then I'll stop. So, stop the music. No, I'll kill the banner. So, order would be stop the music, kill the banner, and then I'll click the countdown. Yes, kill the banner first. I go down again. Hey, this is 2 fingers. Okay. All right. I'll hit this one. Well, that was eventful. I already had somebody hating on me already before I even started the show. Yeah. Here we are. The premiere episode, Seattle dating scene is trash. I'm excited. I am happy. Already. I am your host, Jeffrey Lee Cheatham II, and we are here to talk about some wonderful nonsense as we typically do. And the show today is The Curious Case of Dating as a Parent. And we already have somebody that wants to come on already.
Is this something crazy?
No, I just don't.
Oh, you can probably share it with me.
Hello?
What's the name of your Wi-Fi?
What's going on here?
Oh, Mr. Brooks. Yeah, it should pop up on your thing. Did it pop up?
What's going on?
Share your password. Let's go.
Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am, you're on the Seattle Dating Scene is Trash show. I need you to be on point right now, and you're on the show.
I can't hear. Oh, can I connect it to your Bluetooth?
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you. I want to connect you to the Bluetooth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you clearly.
It probably won't be better on here, to be completely honest.
You don't think it'd be better?
Because that one, it has like a little mic or whatever. And it's kind
Hey,
of
Michaela, need you to get your life together before you come on my show, please. Yeah. Ego. Attitude. I'm doing this now. So, today's show, The Curious Case of Dating as a Parent. In our community, we interact, especially the older we get, we date a lot of single parents out here. So, okay, Michaela's back. Hold on. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good, friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the premiere episode of Seattle Dating Scene is Trash.
You said trash so hard.
That's right, because we're in the studio now, so I'm starting to feel myself. Chest is poked out a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm working hard to this point for this moment right now. So, and you are my very first guest on the premiere episode. Congratulations. This is a moment in time, moment in history.
I can't.
Hey, Jada. Hey. How's it going? So, Michaela, before I get into my spiel, the episode today is the curious case of dating as a parent. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before you get rocking and rolling here. So, are you single?
Yes.
Are you looking?
Sure.
Hey, stop moving around so much. It's messing up the screen. So you got to be still, please.
Oh, it's messing with the screen?
Yeah. So it makes you look all blocky or whatever. I'm going to describe it. So you're single. You don't know if you're looking yet. Do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. What are your love languages? Your top two.
My top two, acts of service and quality time.
Okay. So, since you're a mother, what has your experience been like dating in Seattle? I'm curious.
I don't really have no problems. It's
If you have no problems, then why are you single?
Oh, okay. That was cute. I like what you did there. I think the issue, the problems that everybody else is talking, like I can't find anybody. People don't really care that you have kids. I haven't really found that to be an issue. Um, it's been fun. I'm actually also not good at dating. So
Elaborate on that, please. What do you mean you're not good at dating?
like I'm the type of person that like if I'm dating you, like and I start to you start off dating multiple people and you're like, oh, this is fun. I'm like dating, I'm going out on dates and hanging out, not in a committed relationship. But then I'll like start liking somebody and I'll inadvertently just only start dealing with just that person. So like I'm not really good at the continual like dating multiple people at one time. Not unless I'm in a relationship that is constructed in that way, if that makes sense.
Okay. So what you're saying is even in the dating world, you like to commit instead of play the field.
Yeah, and I do it inadvertently.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, I can blame it on my sign. I'm a Taurus, so we're kind of loyal to the fault.
Or territorial, depending on which way you look at it.
I mean, okay, we love to throw the territorial word around, but all right, sure.
Yeah, it's in the description. You go to astrology.com. It's Tauruses are loyal and territorial, depending on which side of the bed they wake up on.
That's true.
Okay.
I'm not going to fight that. You're right.
Okay. So has there ever been a situation where your motherhood caused a problem with your dating? Never? So every single person you dated, they've never brought up you having kids or your kids being an indirect issue?
Okay. I don't think anyone that I've ever dated had been like, bro, your kids are trash.
No, not just that, but so here's where I'm going at with this, right? With men, right? Men look more at costs at things than women do, right? They look at, if I spend money on this, is this gonna have a good impact on me?
Yeah.
So like men that you've dated have never brought up money as an issue regarding dating you for a long term because of you and your kids.
No. And never? Also I haven't introduced my kids to hella men either.
Okay.
There's that. But the couple, the few, I'll say there's three maybe.
Okay, pick a number. Pick a number. Which one is it? What's the number? Pick the
2, but it's more than 2, but it's less than 4. So like, that's what I'm like. But anyways, um, the yeah, no, they've never ever. My kids have never been a point of breakup. Like they've never been a point of contention.
Okay.
Not unless at that point and just didn't say it to me.
Okay.
But never been a point of contention for me.
Never point of contention. Okay. So with your community, has it been points of contention with people that you've known or that you know? You've never had a story about my kid, my girl, oh my God, girl, this motherfucker. Nothing.
I'm sorry. What was that story? One more time. Could you tell me? Could you do the story?
So Jada, I'm gonna transit. I've never had a man tell me he didn't want to date me because of my kids. I have 3. Okay.
I have had one friend tell me that a person said that her having kids was just a lot.
How many kids does she have?
3.
3 kids. Okay.
I've had one friend tell me that, but for the most part, none of my friends, like my single parent friends, have said like, "Oh, somebody told me that having a kid is too much." I don't think that that's ever been an issue for their breakup. Out of my friends or the people that I'm around consistently.
Mm-hmm. Never.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good because most people don't. No. No. What was that? You broke up a little bit.
I said, because you're like, because let me tell you.
No, of course I got stories. I'm a storyteller. So, statistically, if people want to look this up, it's on Washington's state statistics and all. I can't think of the website. I'll think about it later. King County actually has the lesser percentages of single parent residents out of all the counties in Washington.
Oh, wow.
King County has the lesser ones. When I get more, established with the technology, I'll be able to bring up graphs and stuff like that. So when you keep hearing people like, especially in our community, the Black community, talk about baby mom, baby daddy, like, dang, every single person has a kid or 2, but it's like, it's about where you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you searching to keep finding people to date? And if you keep interacting with people who have children, then if that's the issue, look somewhere else. You know what I mean? And has there ever been, let me ask you this transition. Has there ever been a time where your children, you said never been a problem, but has not your children in particular, but have you ever dated a man who has kids?
Yeah.
Has that ever been an issue in any kind of way? Whether it's like
the issue their other parent was.
Ah, okay. Is there any story in particular? Baby mama issues?
Yeah, sometimes baby's moms have a certain sense of entitlement of space that's just not realistic. And you kind of get put in the middle of the space where it's like you want to respect it because you're a baby mama too, technically, or whatever. So you want to lean on the air of like understanding, but sometimes it's like, no, you're just ridiculous, and this is ridiculous, and I'm not going to deal with it. And so that causes issues. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I'm not trying to be your kid's mom.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a battle of territory.
It's like, I'm just trying to be here to be helpful, but you don't want to be adult enough to have a conversation, so I can be supportive of what your rules are and what your standards are. So I'm going to have to go with my own.
So it sounds like a personal experience. Right. So when you battled a baby mama, how long ago was that?
This is why I don't talk to you.
No, that's why you enjoy talking to me. I stimulate the brain, you know what I'm saying? So when you battled the baby mama, when did this happen? When did you battle this baby mama that you're referring to?
Oh, this was years ago.
Okay, so like 2 years ago?
No, like 2000, maybe like 14, 15.
Okay. And what happened? Was it like you was dating the baby daddy and then y'all were getting too chummy, taking a lot of pictures?
We were engaged.
Oh.
Did you hear that? Oh.
You were engaged.
We were engaged, yes.
Oh, and Michaela, can you turn your phone this way?
This way.
There we go. There you are.
And now I gotta hold it weird.
It's fine. It's for the show. Thank you very much. So, the baby daddy that you were engaged to, how long were you guys in a relationship before he proposed?
How long were we in a relationship before we were engaged?
Yeah, before he proposed and got on the knee.
A year.
A year. Okay, that's wonderful.
Is it?
Yeah, that was great. I believe, like I said, I'm here for love. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hopeless romantic, and when you know, you know. So you got to shoot your shot.
But I'm single. Really.
I know, but it's lessons. You learn lessons in life, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all about experiences. So when did the baby mama become a factor of contention?
When he and I moved in together.
Oh.
And I obviously have my kids full time.
Mm-hmm.
So she felt some type of way when me and my children were at the house with him every day, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And their kids weren't, mind you, they were there 4 to 5 days out of the week. So it's not like it was a big gap, but
right.
Mine were there more, but that's because I'm a full-time parent. I have my kids all 24/7.
Right, always. And how many kids did he have with the baby mama?
3.
3. And you have 2.
2. It was a ready-made 5.
Right. So you guys were step by step.
Just add water.
Yeah. The Brady Bunch or the Jackson Bunch, or I don't know how the last name was, but okay. So before you moved in with him, did you have a conversation with the baby's mom before you guys moved in?
No. That's not my job.
Why not? It's not your job.
To have a research moving in with my boyfriend? No.
Yeah. You didn't come to her as a woman? Like, hello. Like, listen, you didn't hit her with the brunch with the mimosa? It's like, listen here, I'm in his life.
We met each other, but I didn't ask her like for permission to move in with him. No,
it's not about asking for permission, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna be his wife, so I'm gonna be in his life. So you should just get cordial.
Me and her had a conversation. We were cool, and moving in, for me, that was more so his job to have that conversation with her. Okay. Because it would affect the dynamic with him and them. So I didn't need to be part of that conversation. That was none of my business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's your baby's mom. Those are your kids. Whatever you need to, the conversation needs to be, you communicate that with her, then we can talk about it in our home, and we'll go. We need to decide over here.
Right. So here's my viewpoint on that. So if you were going to become his wife, that means you would become their stepmom.
Yeah.
True. So let's say your baby's father, same scenario, but flipped, right? Your baby's father was about to marry somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to receive that better from the next wife or from him, that kind of conversation about them moving on and moving in together? Him? So you didn't want no interaction with her at all?
Oh, no. It's not that I don't. Like I said, me and her met each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. Like, birthday parties and things like that. Me and her were together for a year. So I've met her in passing. Like, hi, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. Whatever. But we don't have to be best friends. Like, as long as I understand and respect and love on your children and take care of your children like I would my own. Okay. If you had something super specific that I needed to know, or super specific that we needed to talk about. But yeah, we were cordial, but I don't feel that I need to have like a super in-depth conversation with her. He had a super in-depth conversation with her, and that was fine with me. She knew where I stood, and the one conversation we did have, I just let her know, like, hey, not here to step on any toes. I'm here to be supportive. If there's anything you need from me, you have my contact information, and there's that on that. But yeah.
What was her response?
I mean, I guess we'll see.
That's exactly what she said. I guess we'll see.
Basically.
Man, that's rude. Is she from Tacoma?
You said what?
Is she from Tacoma?
I'm not doing this with you.
She is from Tacoma, huh?
She was right because we're not together no more. So she was like, I guess I'll see.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you notice how she dodged the Tacoma question? So obviously this woman's from Tacoma with that kind of response. See, you got to know where you're from. And I know a Tacoma response when I hear a Tacoma response. So,
From, I don't
huh?
know. I don't know where she's from.
She's from Tacoma with a response like that. You came to her as a woman, you know, and she responded with, yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Does someone want to come up here?
You said what?
I said I'm out of here. Does anybody else want to come up here?
No, this is you. You're the premier guest. It's all on you. So I got one last question to ask you.
Well,
You said what?
Nothing.
Okay. So why did it end? Why didn't the marriage go all the way through?
Because like over time, like his baby's mom like clicked up with his god sister and clicked up with his mom, and then it became a struggle. Like everything was a struggle.
So she turned them against you?
Kind of. It wasn't even really a turn them against me. It's like, oh, you've changed since you started being with her. It's like, you mean he's become better? Mm-hmm. It happens. And it just became a point of contention. My mom is no longer living. So
my condolences.
What'd you say?
My condolences.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's very important for me is that I have a really good relationship with whomever I marry's mom. That's very, very important. And so that was already like a thing that I was like, okay, I'm already compromising this because it was important for me to have that relationship. And I didn't have that relationship. And then I just kind of realized that like I was starting off this marriage at like, I'm fine, it's fine. And I didn't want to start at fine, you know?
Right.
I didn't want to start at, oh, it's cool. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like I wanted to start off hella happy, hella excited. You know, you're supposed to get fine in a marriage at like what, 5 years, 10 years. And then like, you know, spice things up. You're not supposed to start at, we need to spice things up. Like, where you're supposed to start at.
I mean, you know, you was about to do the thing after a year, so you still have some growing and some learning to do.
Yeah, but when there was so much interference and so much
Tacoma nonsense, yeah.
You just realize like, is this worth it?
Right.
Even if this comes with what I want to do with forever.
Right.
Like forever.
Right. So let me ask you this question then before I let you go, because I feel like it's getting hot underneath the collar for you, all your personal business being exposed.
I just am hanging out with a friend, so I'm like,
oh, you're being rude right now.
Yeah.
That's not my fault. I'm sorry. Being rude. So one last question. Do you have issues dating single fathers?
You're so annoying. No, I do not have anything against single fathers. I think a man that is taking care of his kids is admirable, and we love to see a good daddy. We love it. We love it there.
That was very politician-like. That's dope. All right, Michaela, first guest ever. I appreciate you. And peace out. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Hey. Appreciate it. All right. There you go. So before I could even, oh man, my leg went to sleep. Hold on. Oh, dang it. Getting my feeling back in my leg. You know, I've been losing weight, but there's still some fatness going on in my stuff. So give me a minute. Man, I lost feeling in my toes for a second. Anyway, so the curious case of dating as a parent in Seattle, Washington. It's hard as is because a couple of weeks ago, I did a show where I went over the average statistics of men and women. And one of those points was salary. All men in around the United States make $50,000 to $55,000 a year, and all women in the United States, regardless of race, culture, make $40,000 to $44,000 a year. Here in Seattle, it's very, very expensive. I forgot which article I read, but Seattle is number 9 in one of the most expensive cities in the world, cities in the world, and making 50 or making $40,000 a year isn't going to cut it. Now add on the beautiful responsibilities of children, and that adds on another stress to it. And I think with this show, what I wanted to do was explain the stressors that single mothers and single fathers go through, in hopes of those who are dating somebody who's a single parent, to help them understand more why it could be a little bit more challenging to find love with somebody who already has children. So once I get a monitor, I'll be able to do this better. But I wanted to read you guys an article that I came across while I was doing research for the show. And I wanted you guys' opinion on this. And this article, hold on, where is it at? Here it is. The article is from Investopedia.com. And I'll put the link in the comments later for you guys to look up yourselves, so that way you know I'm not making this up. And the title of the article is "The Cost of Raising a Child in the United States." The article is by Tim Parker, and it was reviewed by Samantha Silberstein, and it was fact-checked by Timothy Lee. Here we go. Raising a child can be rewarding emotionally, but very costly financially. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the average cost of raising a child to 18 years old was $233,610 as of 2015, with an annual adjustment for inflation of 2.2% each year factored in. The lifetime cost of raising a child, one child, born in 2022, could be estimated at $272,049. And those numbers don't include the additional cost of sending a child to college. So, fellas, if there's a woman that you're interested in and she has children, you got to bring more than the WYD text, because that's the numbers she's battling against. $272,000. $272,000. Somebody said lies. Triple that. So a little over $500,000, Lisa. Well, I'm thinking that's for one child. That's for one child. Not even including college. So, and also, ladies, if you're dealing with a man who is also raising a child, those are the numbers that he's dealing with. So think about unnecessary issues that come up, and and make sure to be a little bit more forgiving. Let me see. So Lisa, if you are brave enough, come into the pulpit, please. The pulpit, please. I want to hear your point of view, since you're saying that the numbers from Investopedia.com is lies. No, you're saying that the U.S. Department of Agriculture is lying. Ha, coward. It's like, and think about, like, and also that's just in the United States. That's not even factoring in the fact that they live in Seattle, Washington. The cost of living. I'm gonna read you more from that article, because it deals with single parents, not single moms, not single fathers, but single parents. So both parents deal with it. And here are some of the key takeaways. Middle income parents will spend an average of $272,049 by the time a child turns 18, not including the cost of higher education. The largest expense associated with raising a child is housing, followed by food. The cost of childcare varies widely and depends on where you live. We live in King County. The good news is that each additional child costs less thanks to economies of scale. So maybe that's the plus of having multiple babies. The cost goes down a little bit, maybe. But what are you guys' thoughts about that? Because every time I hear people discuss dating somebody who's a parent, the numbers never come up. It's always about the emotional expectation, the mental expectation. But if you just break it down strictly by the numbers, you got to really make sure that you have what it takes to invest and commit to the person, especially if that individual has multiple children. So I got out of a relationship in May. And just like any other man, listen to our fathers and our uncle. The advice we get when we break up with a woman is find you another one. So for a good month and a half, I was going on dates with, trying to find this, get back, try to get over my breakup. And I ran across this nice woman who worked for the state. I won't say which department, but she worked for the state. And we had a good old time, right? Hung out, coffee date, because I'm good with the $15 or less coffee date. And we hung out some more. And then she took me to a dance class. We learned salsa. It was great. When we went on our third date, which was at a restaurant, she told me that she had a teenage daughter who was 16, which I didn't mind, right? I didn't mind it at all. A week later, I was calling her to see what she was doing because she told me a little bit about her schedule with her 16-year-old daughter. So I was going off of that. And I asked her, hey, are you free to hang out? And then she told me that she couldn't because her son's father hadn't picked up yet. And I was like, wait a minute, you have a son? She was like, yeah, I have a son. I was like, I don't remember. When did you tell me that? She was like, I told you that when I told you about my 16-year-old daughter. And I really couldn't remember it because I believe she didn't even tell me. And I was like, okay, so you have a daughter and a son. She was like, Jeff, I told you I have 5 kids. Now, I played football, right? I played football a long time, so I got hit in the head a lot. So maybe CTE? But I think I would have remembered a woman telling me that she had 5 kids at a dinner date. I think I would have remembered that. And immediately when she told me she had 5 kids, my wallet and my pockets started getting a little bit tighter. Because I know if I were to continue dating this woman, it's going to be cost effective. It's going to hit me in the pockets. It's going to be, I don't know what it's called, cost effective or whatever, but it's going to hurt. So I had to really look at her. I was like, do I really see a future with this woman who has 5 children by 3 different men? And the answer was no. And I had to break it off. Shallow, but I had to be honest with it. See, Lisa says, I live in some mammoth single, trying to keep up with all these married folk doing everything under the sun for their children. Why are you trying to keep up with the Joneses, Lisa? Live your life. Yeah, Jada, come on in. What are you doing? So, no doubt. I'm cooking right now, but I'll be done in 10, so I have to, she ain't gonna come on the link. Cooking. Top ramen doesn't take that long, Jada. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. So you got to factor that stuff in. And here's a question I want to ask somebody, and I hope I get a man to chime in on this. Here's a question. Regarding dating, regarding single parents dating, who has it the worst? Single fathers or single mothers? Who has it the worst? Or who experiences the most challenges with dating? Single mothers or single fathers? I really am curious to hear everybody's point of view. Because here's the concept with the show. Here's a concept with the Seattle Dating Scene is Trash show. I do pick the topics, but I like my community, which is all of you, to guide the show. So we have Dre, he says mothers, and Lisa says fathers. Oh, okay. Let's see. You ain't ready for my type of meals, ramen. Yeah, right. Okay, what kind of meals you be cooking? Do you put shrimp in your top ramen? Reggie, the parent they had the kid the most. I get that, Reggie, but as far as like the basic context of the question, who has it the worst? Or who experiences most challenges, mothers or fathers? Let's see. Jada says, I think mothers for sure. Lisa's writing for the fathers. That's right, Lisa. Fathers don't get to see their kids as much as they like. That's heart-wrenching. Yeah, that does suck. So here's a question I have to ask about that too. And this is just my basic Seattle hood perspective. Why, and maybe mothers can answer this, why does it seem like when it comes to the dynamic of the baby mama, baby daddy, when the father wants to see the kids, the mother makes it hard for him to see the kids. But when the father does not want to see the kids, the mother goes through hell in order for him to be in his child's life. Even my ramen's on point. Okay. The question was about, yeah. So let me just repeat that. Thank you, Dre. Let me just repeat that again. As far as context of dating, who experiences the most, oh man, that Franklin education. Who goes through the most obstacles when it comes to dating, single moms or single dads? Who goes through the most challenges when it comes to dating, single mothers or single fathers? Here on the Seattle Dating Scene is Trash Show. Emotional immaturity. What do you mean? Elaborate on that, Lisa, please. Because you can argue both sides. You can argue both sides of why it's harder for single mothers, why it's harder for single fathers. And I already like the fact that, we got, conflicting opinions on here. And it's funny, it's the opposite sides because one man says mothers and one woman says fathers. It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's why they make it hard. Emotional immaturity. Okay. Yeah, I got you that. So, Lisa, in the context of dating, do you still believe fathers have more challenges? Single fathers have more obstacles to overcome than single mothers do when it comes to dating? Reggie, I say mothers more so for the safety issue. Okay. All right. What do you mean by that? I know what you mean by safety, but can you explain that more or expound on that more, Reggie? So Jai Rashawn says, I have a comment on money thing. What's your comment on the money thing? Is it Jai or Jay? Make sure I pronounce your name correctly. Okay. So, Lisa, regarding that fathers, do you believe that fathers have it the worst in the dating scene? Your reasoning is because they don't have access to their kids? Jay? Okay. All right. They have their opinions on how to raise their kids, but the mom generally makes the decision. Is this talking about the dating, Lisa, or is this in general? I was, because as far as date, like in general, I agree with you, but I'm in the context of dating. So now you say no, fathers do not have it harder than mothers because they have more time. They have more time. Okay. Mothers exposing their kids to new men. Some men are weirdos. I agree with that, but also you got some men do that too. All right, so another story time. This is not me. Put that out there. This is not me. This is a story that was shared with me. So a friend of mine was taken out on a date. My homegirl was taken out on a date somewhere in Queen Anne and had a good old time. Same thing, same story as always. Good old time, drinks, dancing, whatever, whatnot, right? And she wanted to sleep with the guy. You know, she's having a good time. She's grown. She can do whatever she wants. So they go back to his place. He lived in North Seattle. North Seattle was close to Roosevelt High School. So yeah, North Seattle. So when she went out there, you know, he lived in a basement. The owner of the house lived up top, so he lived in the basement. So they went down to the basement, and when she went inside, immediately to her right when she walked to the door was a baby crib. It was too dark to tell anything, right? It was too dark, so she couldn't see anything. So they went straight to his bedroom, and according to my friend, they started doing some stuff, and then she heard squeaking. And according to my friend, she asked him what was that. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." So they kept doing her stuff, and she heard some more squeaking, but it wasn't from the bed that they were on. And she said that she's like, "Jeff, something just told me to look behind me. Something told me to look behind me." So she did. She looked behind her, and then she saw a head of a baby looking at the head, like looking at the foot of the bed. And according to her, she said she got up so fast and didn't even bother to get dressed. She just got up and bounced the hell out. And that's related to the comment of some men are weirdos. Men are weirdos. I agree. Fathers have it hard because the judgment is different. Aaron, what do you mean by judgment? GPS. North Seattle is huge. Anybody gonna find these people? Queen Anne is huge. Yeah, baby crib out the front door. Yeah, I think that's one other factor too that you have to consider if you are a parent dating. Especially, I think this happens more when you're younger, when you first have your kid, and you're in your 20s. The recklessness that occurs with your kid because you still got that youthful vigor to live life, and you don't settle down at all. You got to be really careful about who you have around your kids. What's this? Your friend just had. Yeah, my homegirl left. Well, she told me that she left right after she saw the baby silhouette at the foot of the bed. Oh, man. Keep doing this thing. I'm really on this studio stuff. I'm like marveling at myself right now. This is dope as hell, man. This is so cool. Anyway, yeah. So I just read the financial aspect of it. So let me get to the mental aspect of it. Let's see here. So I got articles, and once I figure out how to make the articles on the show, we're going to be able to read them together out loud, class. Oh, there's another article, for all my LGBTQ plus people. It's expensive for y'all too, which I think some of y'all know. So from the same website, Investopedia.com, they did a cost of LGBTQ plus family planning. And it's from Catherine Lynn, reviewed by Thomas J. Catalano, and fact-checked by Amanda Jackson. Deciding to start a family is as much a financial decision as an emotional one. This is especially true for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people, who often rely on alternative paths, such as adoption and surrogacy, to have children. But despite the challenges, parenthood is on the rise in the LGBTQ plus community. According to a survey from the Family Equality Council, 77% of LGBTQ plus millennials are already parents or are considering having children. Despite high costs and other obstacles, the number of LGBTQ plus parents and prospective parents is on the rise. Costs of adoption, surrogacy, and legal fees could sometimes add up to well over $100,000. $100,000 to adopt. I didn't know that much cost that much to adopt. Jeez. It was another one that I wanted to read you guys too. Oh, so I'll share the link to both of these articles on the comments after the show's over with. But it gives a breakdown on potential costs for adoption, and it's strictly for the LGBTQ plus community. Well, for anybody that's looking for adoption, but this is written for the LGBTQ plus community. For foster care adoption, estimated cost is between $0 to $2,600. Domestic adoption is between $20,000 to $45,000. International adoption is between $25,000 to $70,000. Shoot, that's a lot. And if you live in Seattle, the average cost of living for a single person is $72,000 to be a single person living in Seattle. So let's see. Aaron says, okay, so women leave in those kind of instances. Most men wouldn't have left. Why leave if babies aren't the problem? Aaron, I think it's the fact that they were about to bump uglies and there's a baby nearby that's not hers. If I'm reading your statement correctly. That's a little awkward. Having your butt in the air with an infant behind you. It's kind of weird. It's not expensive. The problem is people are involved in material things. So involved. Okay. What are you referring to as not being expensive, Jay? Are you talking about the adoption, or are you talking about just the cost of raising a child? Kids are not expensive? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that kids are not expensive? What kind of job you got? Raising the kids not expensive? So you don't agree with that article with the U.S. Department of Agriculture? Jay, can you come on? I want to hear more about it hear from you so that way I get context for what you're saying. I think you're the first person I ever heard say that raising a child is not expensive. If you're free, please come on. And I hope you're not cooking that shrimp top ramen like Jada is. Not really. I'm shy. Cut it out, bro. No, I think what that statement alone is valuable information. So if you could just help us out and just explain why you feel that raising a child is not expensive, it could probably provide context for somebody who is looking to date somebody who has a kid, and you could provide some way of looking at it from a different perspective. How? So in the comments on top, I put the link to join the conversation. Let me see if I could do it again. Hold on. So I'm about to do it again. So, Jay, I just provided the link. So just click the link and it'll bring you on. And make sure you're somewhere that has good lighting, and also that the phone is sideways like this, so you can fill the room up. Yeah. Like I said, man, the show, I picked the topics, but you guys got the show. So feel free to express yourself on here. This is for community. You know, we're going to figure this out about why the Seattle dating scene is trash. Sideways, so like this. So have your phone like that when you come on. So we can figure this thing out, known as the Seattle dating scene. Because 51% of residents in Seattle are parents. So a little bit more than half of Seattle's residents are parents. So the good chances of you finding somebody that has a kid already is very, very high. So you have to know what you're dealing with once you step into that world. So let's continue to talk about it. So as we wait for Jay to sign on, continue to do this thing here. And if you guys haven't already, Facebook group Seattle Dating Scene is Trash. Go ahead and just click on the group, sign up for it so you continue to join us in our wonderful nonsense of conversations. Also started a YouTube channel. Everything is the Seattle Dating Scene is Trash. So YouTube, Facebook, IG, Seattle Dating Scene is Trash. Like, share, and subscribe. So the replay of this video, I will add to the YouTube channel tomorrow with the clips from the show. So this is already an amazing experience off the top. So let's just keep it rocking and rolling as we're waiting for Jay to explain how, you know, raising kids is not expensive in Washington if she is brave enough. Let's see. There she is. Hello, Jay. Can you hear me well?
It's so much, yeah. I can't. Oh, that's too bright. I wasn't ready for that right now. Woo.
Yeah, it's shining. Okay, superstar. How you doing?
Okay. Y'all can see me, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't do my phone sideways because I have a holder.
Okay. Oh, so you do this. This is what you do, huh?
Kind of. I just started. So.
Okay.
Okay. Get a little bright light. Hi.
All right. So kids are not expensive.
So kids are expensive. I mean, kids cost money.
Mm-hmm.
The thing of it is, you know, you read an article and you said, you know, it costs like 200. You know, I mean, hold on, let me back up first. Before I get started, what am I allowed to do? I mean, I don't know what type of streaming this is. Sometimes I might have a swear word. Is that not allowed?
It's StreamYard. You can swear, but just don't start cussing like a sailor.
Okay, I just want to just, you know, get my terms and conditions first. So
right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. Now, okay, so let's go back. So as far as dating someone is a stressor, my whole thing is this. You know, when it comes to like feeding kids and things like that, if I eat, they're going to eat. Like, you know, I'm going to make a meal out of nothing. Okay. I'm going to use what I have and I will figure it out. Now, when I use the term not expensive, I mean materialistically, like these new days, I feel as if everybody is so concerned. You know, for an example, you know, I'm trying to teach my kids, I really don't believe in Christmas. Okay. I feel like every day is Christmas. I feel like as long as you wake up with your rent paid or your mortgage, whatever, you got food, you're good. But I've seen parents work 16 hours a day, 15 hours a day just to buy their 6-year-old an iPad. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that. But there's parents out there that wants their 5-year-old to have an iPad or their, you know, 11-year-old to have all the name brands and all these, you know, different things like that. Like, I mean, I just feel as if kids are expensive, but these days with people so wrapped up in titles and materials and trying to have a Christmas and that and this and that's why I feel like our kids are weak. I feel like our kids are weak. They go to school. I mean, our kids don't even know how to trick or treat right. You know, my kids, you know, it's just weird how they trick or treat. Like, it made me upset. So anyway, back to the topic. I'm sorry, y'all, I got a little emotional. So that's what I mean when I say, you know, I just feel as if it can be a lot cheaper. People weren't so worked up. And like, for example, this holiday Christmas, I don't believe it. So
I want to apologize. I forgot to hit you with the intro questions. So are you single?
Yeah. Dang, why you do my business? No, I'm just kidding. I am. Yeah.
Why are you looking around for? What you got?
I don't know.
No, I mean, it's just, you know, anyway, so you're single and you have children, like you admitted. Are you looking?
So I mean, let me say this. So I've been single for a long time. Like, you know, if somebody was my okay, my wig was all upside. Okay, so my whole thing is this. if it's there, it's there. Like honestly, I'm at an age at this point where I'm okay watching, chilling at home, cooking a meal in my crock pot. I'm okay. Like if I want to go to a comedy show, or if I want to go out to a restaurant, I go by myself. I don't need anyone to go. Now, do I want to get married? Of course I do. But I'm not just, I'm okay being alone, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
So you're not really looking, but you're not really denying.
right.
Okay.
Right.
And what are your love languages? Your
What?
top two. Your top two love languages. You know what the love languages are?
I do not. Maybe that's why I'm single.
So there's a book called The Five Love Languages, and Jada, who says that you're her favorite baby mama, have her, So there's five. So number one is acts of service. Number two is words of affirmation. Number three is physical touch. Number four is gifts, and number five is quality time.
So, I'm not exactly sure what you just said, but let me just tell you what I think you said. So I believe in communication.
Okay, so words of affirmation.
Yes, exactly. I definitely believe in communication. I definitely believe in the quality time, just, spending time with each other is going to be the two most important things. Again, gifts, no, because remember, I don't believe in Christmas and all that type of materialistic stuff. Now, will I like a gift? Yeah, I'll take it. Absolutely, but
not on Christmas though, because that means something different.
Well, I have 11 and an 8-year-old, so do they have a Christmas? Yes, but I don't tire myself working all these hours just to provide something for them when they ain't got no job. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm getting the impression you got a very fierce, independent type energy. Is that a correct thing to say?
So no, and and I know this is a big topic nowadays when there's like a lot of talk going on about how women don't need a man and women don't want a man and they can do everything on their own. So is that where you're going with it?
No, I'm just asking you, do you feel like you have a fierce independent spirit? I'm asking you. Do you feel like you do or no?
I mean, I feel like I'm not scared. I feel like I can go somewhere by myself and not care and just walk in there fine somewhere by myself and leave with a friend or two. Not really a friend, but you know what I'm saying? Like I meet people wherever I go. So independent, absolutely.
Okay, I got you. So have you ever dated a man who has kids?
Yes.
And how long ago was the last time you dated a man who had kids?
Hell, when's the last time I ever dated a man? That's the first question we need to ask ourselves.
Oh, you date women?
It's been a while.
Okay. So you date women too, or you just?
Oh no! I'm just saying, like it's been so long since
it's been a while.
Yeah.
All right. So Jay's. So anybody interested in Jay, her DMs are open for a slide because we need to get her back out here in the market. So.
Wow! Really? You're crazy. No, it's cool though. I mean, I might reply, but no.
yeah. I'm all about trying to make love connections, man. So the last time, if you can remember, dating a man who had kids, how did that work out?
So the issues with that, I believe, for me, is going to be I mean, even with just having friends with kids, okay, is going to be I don't know if I'm using the right term, but if your kids just say if you discipline your kids in a different manner than I may discipline my kids, and your kids feel like they can just have a free for all when my kids are sitting down and behaving, then that's going to be a problem. Is whether the discipline, that one word, actions, and how you discipline your kids. That's one. Two is going to be whether there's always a trust issue. I think because you always have the kid's mother or mothers. And honestly, if he's a real man and really about his stuff, then you shouldn't have an issue with the kid's mother or so forth. But my experience, there's always been an issue.
Always been an issue?
Yes.
And what do you think the root of the issue was? Like, it sounds like it's this breakdown of communication from your past experiences. Is that a correct statement to make?
Oh no, it sounds like it's the man not being honest and truthful and still trying to go dip here and dip there and dip here and dip back there and just not being honest. That's what it is.
Communication. Okay.
Yeah, oh, right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate because you seem nice, and I hate that you're going through that. And I hated it. It made you. It didn't make you, but you just decided just to do your own thing because of that. So from not okay, and I'm gonna get off you for a second. I'm gonna ask you about your village that you're around. 'Cause you say you got homegirls too, clearly because you got Jada claiming you as your favorite baby mama. So it's a little baby mama clique that you guys got going on, which is wonderful, by the way. To be more community like that. Is that the number one issue that you see of what women, single mothers go through when it comes to dating men? Is just the overall dishonesty that they encounter?
That pretty much is what it leads down to, is going to be just not being truthful, yeah, and dishonest. Whether it's about the baby's mom, another female, whether it's even about having a job or not, it's just the whole factor of just not being honest and straight up. So
Not being honest. Why do you think that is? Why does it seem like not every single, but a majority of the men that y'all encounter or they encounter all end up doing the same exact thing, which is being lying and being dishonest?
I don't know. You're gonna have to check with them. I don't
Check
know.
with them.
Yeah, on that one.
Where do you guys meet these guys? Where do the baby mamas group meet these guys?
Well, there's no baby mama group. There's no baby mama clique. Okay, let's get that straight. We're not in a girls club or anything like that. I told you I go places by myself.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jada Sprung, are you here? Can you come on? No. Can I phone a friend? Can I phone a friend?
Absolutely. We're waiting on Jada to finish cooking her top ramen.
Oh, she's still cooking the ramen noodles?
Yeah, I click the link on below because with this StreamYard, I could bring on multiple people at the same time. We can have a group discussion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But while we wait though, so honestly, so I'm not saying that everybody that I know has encountered the same thing. I'm just saying the majority, or not even the majority. It always falls back into, yeah. I don't even think it's like even my couple people that I deal with. I think it's just out there in the world. I'm sure you know a whole bunch of people that have encountered that situation. Have you not?
No, absolutely. It's an issue that we all experience, no matter where we come from. It's a discussion that we all need to have, and like stuff like this is very important because those who are listening that may not feel comfortable talking can learn about it, so that way they can avoid those situations too. Maybe red flags, maybe
right.
Hold on. Baby mama's anonymous. It's messed up.
Okay.
No, so and Jay, I know that you've seen a couple of my videos, but my overall point, I always try to have fun. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm not gonna act like I'm a relationship therapist or anything like that. But I keep seeing people in my community say the same thing, that they're not happy with what's going on in the dating scene, and to the point where either they're just angry about it or they just run away from it. And some things that needs understanding needs to be discussed. So stuff like this is very valuable. So I just off the rip, I appreciate you even sharing what you shared already.
Yeah.
So, and do you remember the last time you went on a date? You said
okay, look, I do not. I mean,
2016?
What? It's not that long, but no, I mean, I'm okay. I'm not okay. I don't want to sit here and be like, do I want to go on a date? It'll be nice, but at the same time, I'd rather not deal with any extra stuff. Like, I'm too old for that. I'm over it. And you know what? And maybe you are getting down to a root issue, saying, well, what's wrong with the choices that I make?
Mm-hmm.
How come I'm not, looking at the signs? I can tell all my friends about the signs. How come I'm not listening to them? And maybe that's something I need to have an inner conversation with myself, or maybe air out a conversation with myself. But
have you? I'm actually have you had therapy? or talk to a therapist?
About my dating?
Is this about
No.
you in general?
I have before, yes.
Okay. Have you talked to your therapist about relationships, like your interactions with your past relationships?
Yes, probably something that was going on at the time, yes.
Okay. When was the last time you saw a therapist?
Um, Maybe like 3 years, 4 years. No, it's been way longer than that because I think I was pregnant. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
like 8 years.
8 years? 8 years?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think like what you just said, a lot of us are scared to say is having that deep conversation that we need to have in order to figure things out. Because I'm a bigger believer in this, right? You attract what you open your environment to. You attract what your environment's open to. And that's based on what you're comfortable with. Like if you, not saying you in particular, Jay, but if you're somebody who loves chaos, loves drama, that's what's comfortable to you, you're going to attract people who's going to give you what you're comfortable with. And I see that a lot with Seattle because people believe that, oh, this is as good as it's going to get because they refuse to change their environment. Does that make sense?
No, it does. Or their self-esteem is low and they feel like maybe they have to settle, or they may just be,
All right.
just dealing with whatever. You're right. I get it. Or they believe that maybe they can't get that type of a person or that person. Again, that goes back to themselves and that self-esteem and their self-worth. So
yeah. And here's I've been working on this too because I've been seeing a therapist as well. And we came up with this philosophy on self-worth. And I want to share it with you, okay? Self-worth is the results of the promises you make to yourself. Self-worth is the results of the promises you make to yourself. And it don't even have to be big promises. It could just be small promises. But if you keep fulfilling the promises you make to yourself, you'll start noticing that your self-worth or self-esteem goes up because you've proven to yourself that you can do it.
So not just make a promise, but actually, go through with it. And okay,
go through with it. Like whether it's I'm gonna go to the gym today. You necessarily didn't mean like I'm gonna have to work my ass off and bust a sweat, but just go to the gym and get on the elliptical for 30 minutes. You made a promise and you kept it, and you keep doing that consistently. You'll start noticing that your self-esteem goes up, and then your self-worth goes higher because you've proved that you can do it on your own. Now, how does that relate to dating? If you are a woman, or if you're a woman or a man who always has an issue with having sex with somebody, and then you make a choice to be celibate, and you stick to your celibacy for a year, that means your self-esteem will go up because you made a promise to yourself and you kept it. And fresh from the top ramen, we have Jada in the building.
She's coming. She's coming to help me out. She's like, let me help her.
What's up, Jada?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Shoot, I done got myself a little drink. Done finished
cooking that ramen.
It's right.
Yeah.
Cooking and serving these kids.
Cooking and serving kids. Okay. So Jada, let me hit you with these questions then.
Yep.
Are you single?
Yep.
Do you have kids? You just admitted that.
Yep. 3.
3. Are you looking?
Yep.
Okay. And what are your love languages?
Probably physical touch and acts of service.
See, you knew about that. How can you tell Jay about the love languages, man? See, Jay, your friendships got to be better than that. You got to. So.
I mean, we got a different type of relationship.
I'm just playing. So, Miss Dre Franklin wants you to show us what you cook. We want to see what that chopped ramen look like with the shrimp in it. What you cook?
Oh, they sure, but I can with those photos. I cook dinner every night.
Okay, I ain't mad at it.
I can't see the comments now.
Huh? You can see the comments?
No, I can't. How come?
Oh, once you sign on the StreamYard, yeah, you're in the vortex now, so you're out of the matrix. So, what is your thoughts about dating as a parent?
Which part of it?
So let me ask you what this question is. Who do you believe has it harder? Do you believe single fathers have it harder, or do you think single mothers have it harder with dating?
So I believe single mothers have it harder, but there was somebody who actually made a valid point in the comments earlier that they said whoever have the kid the most.
Okay.
So whoever has their kids the most is the person who probably has it harder. And most of the time it is the woman who has the kids the most.
And so it makes it harder for the mother to do it. So automatically you think time, right? They're having the time to even go on dates with people since you have the kids all the time. Is that something that reason why it's been hard for you to go on dates? She got the light back on. Try to slide turn.
You see that?
Yeah. My turn.
It's not hard for me to get a date. So I just want to put that out there. So I just want to put that out there, okay? So
ain't nothing to me, baby. It's nothing. Well, let's make it clear.
She's a player. That's what she said.
Right.
So, so no, whatever your question
was. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat my question. So Jay, has time been the factor of why it's been hard for you to go on a date? Was it because you don't have the time to because you're over there raising the kids?
No, I mean, not necessarily, but it's just the fact that I'm it's like I don't want to waste it's like maybe I don't want to right now. Like, I mean, what am I going to get out of it? I mean, all I got out of my other dates was 2 kids. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'm not saying that, but you understand what I'm saying by saying that. So it's like, and again, maybe it goes back to my choices, but it's just I feel like I'm not missing something. I don't have trouble finding myself a meal or anything like that. I can make a promise to myself to go to the gym. I mean, I'm not gonna promise to go in, but I will go to
You'll be in the parking lot.
Yeah, well,
outside of LA Fitness, be in the parking lot.
But but my promise is just getting there. I'm not going in.
Right.
So, but it's not even that because, I think there's so much about me that I feel like needs to be shared. But I'm over it right now. I'm just like with this whole kids and stuff, and it's just I don't want to. I want to get off work and get on my moo and relax and
Hey, you better be careful. Listen. Our grandmas wore moo-moos and popped out 15 babies in the moo-moos. So you might want to put that on.
But with their husband, though, they had one man, one husband.
They had one by Mr. Wilson and Mr. Chuck.
My grandma had 10 kids by my grandfather. So I already know, So I don't know. It's just, I'm just uninterested right now, I guess. Or maybe I haven't found someone that interests me. I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're good. So Jada. So we'll get off Jay for a second.
Thank you.
Jada.
Thank you. I thought we was talking about kids and finances. We over here on my
it's the curious case of dating as a parent. So it's all those things encompassed as one. So Jada, I said your name 3 times. So I should to make a wish.
Say my name one more again.
Jada. So with your personal experiences, how has it been dating with the 3 kids? Has it been a struggle? Has it been Gucci, as the children would say? How's it been?
I mean,
that's true.
It's like all of the above, though, for real. Okay. Because the thing is I'm I'm an active parent also. Okay. So it's not like, I drop my kids off at my mama house every weekend. So I got, what I'm saying? Or even daddies are really, not to say that they're not around, like non-existent. But they're not around. Exactly. Okay. So like physically they live somewhere else except for one of them, and then the one that's here who lives in Seattle, that's still like an hour and a half away from me, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's easier to just keep my kid here, like but she could go anytime she wants, but that's a whole nother story. But I think for me, like if you work and you also are very active with your kids. So I cook dinner every night. I eat with my kids every night. I do whatever else needs to be done here, you know what I'm saying, like in the house and whatever. So it's really about the other person understanding that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time with dudes, if they don't have kids, and especially if they don't have kids that live in the house with them, they have a smeared understanding of what it's like to be a parent. So they
right, because that's not their life experience, so they can't relate.
So they have unrealistic expectations of what they, how much time they want me to spend with them.
Right. And so out of all the guys you've dated, do you mainly see yourself dating guys who do not have children? Is that like a normal thing for you?
I mean, are there even men around anymore that don't have children in my age group?
No, this depends what you're looking for. Do you date multiple races, or do you strictly one race that you date?
It's strictly one race that I date.
And what race is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Black.
All right. So 51% of black men are single and childless. So they're around.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, well, we got somebody chiming in.
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them? So here we got one. We got a younger. He said, me, not one kid. So I believe that Jada's DMs are open for a slide, ladies and gentlemen. Jada's DMs are open for a slide if you want to slide. Jay and Jada's DMs are open for slides.
Half the people on this thing already been in my DMs.
All right.
No, and Jay, you make a good point, because I've had someone tell me, won't you pull up and won't you meet me here, or won't you meet me there? And I'm like, I can't just meet you. I got my kids, right. Or people be like, let me come through. I said, come through where? I don't know. Those are just certain people. But you're right when you're saying your expectations, people, because they just want you to think you can just leave. And, my kids are 11 and 8, and I don't leave them home by themselves. So maybe some people do. I don't know the law or how I feel, but I don't. So, and that is one factor into it too. So.
Exactly. And it's just, like you said, it's not having that life experience. So you're not aware of the situation. Especially you have a child with you, like you can't just, like you say, you can't just up and leave. You can't just up and go somewhere, especially if you're dealing with a situation where you and the other parent do not get along like that, to the point where you could just say, hey, can you watch our child as I go out and have fun? That can cause plenty of issues. So Jada, I have a follow-up question for you with that.
Yeah.
What age range are your 3 kids?
14 down to 7.
14 down to 7. Mm-hmm. And did your dating get harder or easier as the children got older? Or was it easier when they were younger, or is it easier when they got older?
Well, I mean, I'm going to think about that, but I'm going to guess. I don't know. I'm going to guess older.
Older?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really had an issue dating. Like, I've never had a dude ever in my life say, I don't want to date you because you got kids. Or, even stop dating me when I set forth these boundaries or these time limitations or whatever, but I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. I think it's just always been the same, really.
Well, I'm sorry. Can I say something? I think it could be maybe harder just for the simple fact that maybe one, don't nobody meet my kids. So don't nobody meet my kids. Nobody comes to my house. My kids, they be asking questions. So maybe that's the main thing. Is just that, because when they're younger, maybe they won't even know if that was a situation. Like, you have a 1-year-old in your back seat, and you meet someone, and that's different than if you have a 11-year-old. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'll say when they're older, because one, they remember, they talk. And I don't care who they tell, because again, you can tell whoever you want, but So maybe that's the thing. It's just that nobody needs them. I don't know. I think.
And also too, I'm really sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I'll say I think the transition might be harder the older they are to bring somebody into your home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because the kids are old enough to like understand stuff. So it's like, so you got to really explain what's going on. Where Mr. Jones is coming in here.
Ways.
Yeah. So it's harder. Okay. So what I'm really fascinated by is the fact that not just you two, but also a handful of other women have said that men have never had an issue with her having kids. So with you two in you guys' cases, so Jada, I'll start with you on this question. What was the longest relationship you've had with a gentleman?
Like 11 years.
11 years? And that was child's father?
Yeah, my oldest daughter's father.
Oldest daughter's father? Okay. Now, what was the longest relationship you had after you had your 3 kids?
Well, I haven't had one. Like, not like my dude, no.
You haven't had a dude. You just been dating.
Right.
Okay. What's your longest dating situation?
I would have to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Okay, I'll get to Jay then. I'll get you out. I'll get off you real quick. So Jay, so what was your longest relationship? Flash the light. Jay, are you there?
Hey, mama.
Did you freeze? Oh, she froze. Okay.
Oh, well, dang.
She didn't exit stage left.
Stage left.
All right. So how did that change your outlook on dating, dealing with your kid's father? Did that have an impact on how you looked at relationships moving forward after those situations happened?
Yeah, for sure.
How so?
Well, I think it gave me less tolerance for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't try to work things out as much as I once did. I'm always loyal, but I have found that I can be loyal to a fault. So I need to be able to cut people off. I mean, my cutoff game's strong though, right? So cutoff game strong. So if I do cut you off, you know what I'm saying? Like cutoff game strong.
All right. Are you a Taurus too?
To get there, it takes a lot. Are
you a Taurus as well?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Oh Lord!
But after the New Year, Capricorn. Not what's a New Year Capricorn?
You ain't a December Capricorn?
Not a December Capricorn.
Okay, good. Okay, you cool still, man.
Yeah.
I got
after the New Year Capricorn. That's an important point.
Oh Lord, yeah, because Capricorns. I'm sorry if any Capricorns are listening now and later. There's something wrong with y'all.
Then before Capricorns,
yeah,
I don't know what happened to them. But
I don't know. The December ones, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But anywho, okay. So your cutoff game is strong.
Yeah.
And you say that you put up with less. So the child's father did you wrong, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did you wrong. Okay. Are you monogamous or are you non-monogamous?
I'm monogamous.
You're monogamous, so you're looking for a monogamous relationship?
Not necessarily.
I mean, if it comes your way.
So I'm built that way, right?
Okay.
So I don't have interest in a lot of people.
Okay.
Generally speaking, right? So it's just, I don't know. It's just a thing. So I just need that one person that I need.
You
know? And then other people are different and we can figure that out as we go. But
so are you willing to, have you dated single fathers before?
Yes.
Yes. So what was the most, how many kids was like, no, let me ask, is that Franklin education again? Hold on. 2? Okay. Thank you for answering. Is that, so what do you think the biggest misconception is with dating single mothers?
I don't know. Probably again, it comes back to that time, because that's the thing that I seem to have the most issue with. Mm-hmm. The expectation of the time that a man thinks that you have available for him, right? And mm-hmm. I'm grown, so I understand how to make time for somebody. You obviously prioritize, right?
Yeah.
But I don't always have that option for you to just like, if somebody were to hit me right now, right? Mm-hmm. I'd be like, I can't even do it. I put my kids to sleep at 9:30. You know what I'm saying? And I put my kids to sleep every night, you know? So
yeah, once that top ramen's in the pot, it's over. So we can't do nothing now. It's all done.
Right. Now, I mean, I will say my oldest is 14. Mm-hmm. So when they go to sleep, I could leave. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I because my 14-year-old's here.
Okay.
You know, but then when you leave that late at night, there's other expectations that come along with that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be out like that either. So
okay. Okay. You know, so the 14-year-old goes to bed. It's time for to hit. Yeah. Okay. Hit the streets.
Well, it's really the younger two. So I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. So it's really those two that go to bed at 9:30. My older daughter, she's 14. So she, you know, she pretty much do whatever she wants. So as long as she can get up and make sure that her schoolwork is done how it's supposed to do, she go to sleep whenever she wants.
Take care of the basic responsibilities.
As long as she can handle her business, she can do almost whatever she wants.
Almost. Okay, cool. So let's just put it out there. So are you straight, bi, lesbian? What are you?
I'm straight.
Straight. Okay. So what kind of guy are you looking for to date? Not to, So what are you looking for out there in these streets?
Oh, I love the dudes out in the streets. What you mean? But no. So I mean, I like them bad. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like big dick energy. You know? Can I say that? Big D energy.
Did, so it's fine.
I know. I already did it. My bad. My big D energy. Right? Okay. The grown man kind. Not the kind with, not
so there's two different kinds of BD energy?
Yeah, big D energy.
Okay, so there's the grown kind. What's the other one?
The other kind is like the dudes who, who be like mad cocky and, just F-boy-ish.
F-boy, okay.
Skinny jeans with the slits in them.
Okay, so you got the grown BD energy and you got the city boy BD energy.
Right. So I like a dude who's, I don't want to, so not cocky, maybe with a big ego. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude who's aware. So a man who's old enough and aware enough of himself.
Okay.
That he knows himself. Okay. I like dudes that are so much whatever they are. So if you a D-boy, be a D-boy. If you whatever you are, be so much of that.
Okay. So so it's like if you're gonna be Nino Brown, then be all the way Nino Brown. Nino. Right. Yeah. Cancel that, Okay. Why, let me ask you this, why do you prefer that? Or why is that a preference?
Because I think that's the males that I grew up around.
Okay. So it's something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Has it always ended well for you with these kind of guys?
I mean, when you say well,
do you get what you want out of the situationships with these guys?
I mean, mostly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to interact with somebody for a long time when I'm not getting mostly what I want.
Okay. And may I ask you, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the situation, but I like Like, right. Okay. So I'll say right now. So what I'm looking for right now is companionship. So companionship, partnership, stability, somebody who knows how to build, somebody who is able to adore me and allow me to adore them also. The issue that I have found recently with a lot of men is that maybe like our age group or something, people tend to be real wounded, right? So they have trust issues. They be lying. Like, it's just all kind of extra stuff that I don't need. I'm very simple. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I don't mean I'm basic. I just mean that I'm simple.
Right. So based on your preference with
elementary with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just be good to me. I'm gonna be good to you. Tell the truth. We gonna be good. And
right. But based on your preference of D-boys, their profession is highly stressful. Right?
Okay, hold on. I don't know. I don't have a preference for D-boys.
Okay.
So
what do you prefer?
Big D energy.
Okay.
I have a preference for a man that is like big and bad. you know what I mean? Like, just that he's very aware of himself, that he's confident, that he's but that's all like outwardly appearance type stuff. Kind of. And
so BD energy is external.
Yeah. So yes, it is. In a second. Okay. Hold on a second. No. And so my bad. That was my kid.
That's fine. That's all good.
I think it comes down to a dude that's like about his business. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that might be. A dude that handles business. The dude doesn't necessarily have to be a man who's, changing tires or whatever, right? But if I need my tire changed, I need him to know where to go to get that done. I need him to be able to handle things that I don't, that I don't handle.
A man who's resourceful.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, there you go. So, okay. So big D energy with resourcefulness.
Yeah, because so when I say that too, sex is a big deal to me. Okay. So if you're not, if our sex doesn't match, it's not like I don't even stay around.
Got you. So sex is important. Top notch. Okay. Hey, somebody wanted to join in the conversation. Go ahead, click the link and join in. We could make it a panel discussion.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So let me go on the whole. Oh, hold on. We got a comment. Let's see. She wants a man's man. That's right. Big D energy 2022 campaign. So because you said he doesn't necessarily have to change tires. So, we just said that the sex game has to be on point. So does his career have to matter as well? Of what he does? Does that matter?
So the answer is yes and no. So no, it does not matter what he does.
Okay.
Yes, it matters whether or not he can absolutely provide for himself and potentially not create a burden for me.
I got you. So the kind of guy, because you're not looking for anything, looking for a relationship, you're just looking for companionship, have a good time, have good times roll. He gives you that big D energy, has your legs waving in the air, waving like they just don't care.
Well, I am looking for a relationship.
Oh, I thought you said you wasn't looking. Okay.
Well, I'm looking for a relationship, like companionship. You know what I'm saying? Like actual real companionship, not this weirdo stuff that be going on out here.
So you want somebody like you do want a partner though.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. And so the partners if you've dated, none of them have fit the bill?
Well, I haven't really been dating all that much.
Okay.
But I think so.
Why? What's going on?
They're running around in my
Come
head.
on, talk to me. Come on, get it out. Come on.
Right.
What's going on?
I think that a lot of times when I do entertain somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't end up matching because also some people can be real petty, right? And I'm not petty. I pay attention to almost everything. Okay. And I don't necessarily always speak on it, but I do pay attention to a lot of stuff. And I don't like people that are petty. I don't like people that be petty with their friends and, strangers or whatever. And a lot of times people, again, that comes back to like trust issues. A lot of people have trust issues where they think that I'm doing something because of my time constraints, right? I also don't invite people to my house. Like you can't come to my house, you can't meet my kids, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That can make people think that I'm trying to hide something.
Right. Do these people know that you have kids?
Yes.
And they still have issues with that? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, dudes do when they want a relationship with you, right? Mm-hmm. They sometimes feel like you should be moving at the pace that they moving at, right? So if they decided, oh, well, I want to have a relationship with you because that's what I put out there, right? So then they're like, okay, well, I'm down, right? And you're like, okay, cool. So then it's like, all right, well, let's see how this is going. They're like, okay, well, I should be able to pull up on you
whenever I choose.
Right. Well, no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then a lot of times it don't even get that far. It'd be like 3 days in and I don't even like you no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. So is it easier for you then just to keep it G and just keep it casual then versus investing into relationships because of that?
I mean, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always easier to do that.
Right. But it feels like that you wish that you can find something that can bring you out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All I really want is, again, is somebody who can and I'm a pretty easy person to get along with. Mm-hmm. Like I really am an easy person to get along with. And I am who I say I am also, which is not what a lot of people are. So I understand how there might be confusion,
right?
Sometimes, but so there just always seems to be like communication issues that I have with other people,
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense. And then they do stuff that bothers me. Or, I've been cut off one time. You know what
happened with that? Why'd you get cut off?
I don't know. Probably I just bothered him too much. I don't know.
What did he say, or did he just ghost you? You know what happened.
He just quit talking to me.
What happened? Okay, so what happened before he stopped talking to you?
I don't know. Nothing of real significance.
Nothing of real significance to you, but
right.
So was something was said? Did you throw a pot of top ramen at him? What like?
No, I'm really chill. So I could have said something that got on his nerves. But it wasn't nothing crazy. I ain't cussed nobody out. I ain't act dumb.
Okay. See, okay. So So the one thing for my guy, right, is you are looking for something of substance, a partnership. Is this more or less that your selection, no, that's like, but what's available isn't worth it to you?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've met a lot of really, good guys, right?
Okay.
Meaning that they're nice and, yeah.
What's that mean?
It just means that they're not for me.
Were they too square?
Some of them, yeah.
What's wrong with a square guy?
Nothing if you can offset that with, that like more masculine energy, more demanding energy than that. It's kind of weird because I'm a Capricorn and I'm normally pretty like chill.
Okay.
Right. And Capricorns don't necessarily normally get along with like like Aquarius, Geminis, like the people that tend to be more out there.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's who I like. That's who I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to people. So like Aquarius, Geminis, Scorpios, like people that are just entertaining, really.
Okay. I need you. So, I need to introduce you to Clarence Smith. Do you know who Clarence Smith is? So Clarence Smith is a man that works at Lowe's that's 5'7" with a pot belly, and he used to be the running back at Roosevelt High School. All he does is just works and takes care of his business. He's 5'7" with a pot belly. If he runs a couple of hills, he'll snap back into it. Clarence is practical. He don't do too much.
Okay.
He just takes care of his business. And Clarence is an idea that I'm starting to create because I'm running into a lot of women.
I'm over here like I ain't standing my way.
Right. So Clarence Smith is an idea.
Okay.
Because it also I forgot he has a chipped tooth and a 401k. So he has everything covered financially, but he doesn't do much. He just goes to work, comes home, watches YouTube documentaries. He'll take you every once in a while. I like how you rolled your eyes a little bit. But here's the point, though.
Point is what?
The point is this. I'm starting to figure out that women have a fear of boredom. They have a fear of boredom. That wasn't the case with grandma and them, grandpa and grandma. They were boring as hell. I mean, they may go to go down to the club and two-step once in a while, but it was all practical. But it's starting to come across like women of today are really scared to be bored, as if they're missing out on something. And what you stated about these nice guys being squares, if they were nice to you, isn't that what you wanted?
So yes, but
okay.
let me explain. So as far as being bored, I can entertain myself. Okay. I mean, I'm being 100. I entertain myself. I got kids. Kids is entertaining than a motherfucker. Okay. Right. So I don't necessarily want a bored man, right? If you are offsetting that in other ways, like you handling everything else, you can be as boring as you want to be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you handling bills, you making sure that the family's straight on that end, you know what I'm saying? You umbrelling like on that end, then I'm gonna entertain you. What you mean?
Right. But how would you get to that point if you don't give the guy who's nice a chance? Because the nice guys are boring.
So so in my particular situation, a lot of the dudes that I met that are nice, they can't provide for me in full.
Provide financially?
Correct.
Okay. So you can't be nice and broke.
You can't provide for me in full financially, okay, and have me feel cool. I'm not letting the other stuff go. That's like people who, you know what I'm saying? Like that's some people who be like, oh, sex shouldn't be that big of a deal. Well, the issue, the problem that I have is most men, there's so many other issues that come along with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
that sex, it has to be there to offset the rest of that stuff.
Has to be a compromise there here. Okay, so
Right.
yeah. So you can't be nice. No, you can't be nice, broke, and have little D energy.
No, never.
So okay.
Never.
So how much does a man need to make for you to feel comfortable?
So again, that's if he were taking care of like me and my family completely.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, probably like, I'm gonna say like $90,000 a year.
$90,000 a year.
Yeah.
So did you hear that statistic I read about how much it costs to raise a child from age 18? So to raise a child, like one child from 0 to 18 years old, it costs $272,000 from the United States Department of Agriculture. So, and also too, I know like most men who make $90,000 are like, you know, they're really big into legacy. So are you willing to have more kids?
I don't really want to birth any children. Okay, I love kids. So if you got some kids, bring some kids. If you really feel like you want to have a kid with your lineage, maybe we could talk to somebody else, figure out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So you want to, so let's go ahead and Brady Bunch the thing, huh?
Right. But I do. I love kids. I'm more than happy to raise any kids. Hold on just a second. These little kids, I'm trying to.
All right, we're behind the scenes now of Jada Sprung's house with the children, so we're gonna see what's going on here.
Right, but they you know, ladies, I love you, baby.
Okay, so I appreciate you giving me your time. So I'm gonna give you opportunity. You know, so any guys that are watching now and later, what's your sales pitch for them to slide in your DMs?
Sales? I ain't got no sales pitch. I mean, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to see what's good, get at me. If not,
it was good. Just holler at me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean. All right, Jada, I appreciate you.
No doubt, I appreciate you too.
All right, continue to watch the show and all that good stuff. We'll talk later.
All right.
Peace. That's good. That's funny. Y'all in the comments are hilarious, though. I gotta keep it going. Fresh out. He said reformed drug dealer. Let's see. So Kay say, sounds like you're just going with the flow and you're not really sure what you want. That you go with what sounds good at the time. Chill, but a big ass wall. Okay, Kay. Kay, Buggy in the building. So yeah. I think what really needs to be discussed when it comes to dating as a parent is, how I'm supposed to say this. I'm not going to let my Franklin education ruin what I'm going to say. We all get judged based on our kids. I mean, I know that's basic knowledge, right? But it just depends on what you're using to judge someone on. What do I mean by that? Your children are a reflection of your decision making. Not necessarily how you raise your kids, but the interactions with the other parent. The way you interact with your parent, to me, from the outside, shows me your ability or how high of a level your decision-making abilities are. And what I'm surprised about with some of the women who spoke on here today is they've all said that men have never had an issue with them having kids, which you shouldn't have because that's none of your business. But when it comes to the idea that we're going to start a life together, it should be in this sense. The question of why it didn't work out with you and the other parent should always be prevalent, because it's a reflection on who you were back when you had those children. And if nobody asks, or nobody questions you on the why, are they really there for the long time, or are they there for the good time? It's a tough game out there. It's a tough game to play when it comes to dating people who have children, because not only will, if you decide to be with somebody who has a child or two, you're stepping in as an extra parent to those children. So maybe we need to start taking this a little bit more seriously, because it's pricey financially, but it's also pricey. It's also pricey mentally and emotionally too, because you become the representation that that child might be lacking in their life. So if you're somebody who wants to just have a good time, be free, do their thing or whatever, do the best you can to make sure you do that with somebody that can't afford to be playing around, like somebody who has kids. So, well, look at that. Look at that. I think we just completed our first episode of Seattle Dating Scene is Trash right here in Build 206 Media. I should start wearing bright colors more often. Makes my face pop out. I had a good time. It was definitely a learning experience. I appreciate everybody who watched. I appreciate everybody who chimed in with the comments, who came in with the, the commentary and shared their life, their bits and pieces of their dating experiences. So, with that said, hold on, I'm messing up, trying to be smooth with it. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys be safe. And this was the premiere episode of Seattle Dating Scene is Trash. I'll see you guys next week.